Sock Posse!
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of the Team Sock Posse podcast. My name is Glad.
And I'm your boy, Rob. We are your favorite Team Sock Posse podcast show where we interview great entrepreneurs from all sectors of industry. And remember, subscribe, share, comment below. Subscribe, share, comment below.
Today, we got a great person with us. She's an author. Give it up. It's Women's Month. Give it up for Miss Emma Desumle.
Yes, Emma.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Very
doing
nice.
this and being here. We really appreciate you. So, author. Oh, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this.
Soul of a Rising Phoenix.
Now, before we talk about this, because there's so many parts to this. You're not only an entrepreneur, but you're also an author. So we're going to talk about that dynamic. But I want to talk about, I was reading your bio, and you know how to play 9 instruments?
Yes, I'm a musician, and I play with the community band, the Yes We Can community band. It was my old high school teacher, and he graduated. He was like, "Hey, I'm starting a band. I want you to be a part of it." I said, "Okay, let's do this," and it's great because I love music, and that's a talent you never want to, lose. And so I'm just naturally creative in a sense where I get bored easily. So I said, "Oh, this instrument." So I play a clarinet, bass clarinet, sax, piano. Some of them I'll just dibble and dabble. Some of them I read music. That's my basis, and I just play. I play in a quartet as well. So in school, I was just in the jazz band, marching band, concert band, and I'm glad that I still stay with it after. So I play with like my old high school principal, the music teacher, and a lot of other musicians, paying musicians, and we just play for the love of music.
Wow.
9 instruments.
Yeah.
Give it up for the 9 instruments.
Facts.
I can't even play one. Like that's
You can
I had the
clap.
little
I can
thing in high school.
Yeah, I could play the.
I lost
the drums.
that.
I played the drums.
The
when I was
recording.
younger.
Oh my goodness
That's-
gracious.
yeah,
What's your
right.
favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument is the bass clarinet.
The bass clarinet.
Yeah,
Why
it's
so?
because it just gives you that bass sound. I like anything bass. I was supposed to pick up learning how to play the bass guitar. I just haven't had the time. I'm like, all right, I'm not trying to stretch myself out too thin because I just get so excited and just want to just hone in on new things because I love to learn. And I was like, the bass guitar is on my list someday, one day, hopefully.
Got
soon.
you.
Nice.
And do you still play it?
What
The bass,
yeah.
you still play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I just came from
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
That's what's
So
up.
I was like, great, this works out for me.
Wow.
So let's talk about this book.
Yeah.
Poetry. Poetry has a found place in my heart because when I was in Brooklyn, I was living in Brooklyn for 12 years, full green, and they had a lot of poetry, events happening at the time, and I would go to like poetry events, with my date. You know what I'm saying? At the time, and yeah, all of that good stuff.
Cool.
What was that? What was Russell Simmons had an Deaf Poetry
Jam.
Deaf Poetry Jam.
Yeah,
So I would go to a couple of those back in the day. They used to host that in the
Def
city.
Jam Poetry, something like that. I'm
Def
sorry.
Jam Poetry.
Yeah.
And so it was a dope vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that poetry has kind of been swayed to the, kind of went to the back, kind of been lost in the sauce. Or maybe it's me. How do you feel about that? Do you think so?
You're right. I didn't think about that. It used to be on TV.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I don't really see it unless you're like actively on YouTube searching for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it did take a little back burner, but
Right.
to me, since I entered into the world, I see it more and more. So
You do.
maybe it's just like,
Right.
it's not that mainstream, but wait, they had, I forgot her name. She was the girl, was that for inaugural?
Yes. For
Poetry.
Biden, for Biden's
poetry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was there, so
That was
poetry
dope.
is not too dead
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
is
yeah.
it?
That's
Yes.
true. That's true.
So it's there. Poetry. How did I get into poetry?
Yes.
Well, the reason I actually wrote this book, right? I always knew I was going to write it. I started writing poetry since I was 12. And in my book, Soul of a Rising Phoenix, it's poetry that I've written since I was 12 into my adulthood. And it was just my way of releasing to the world. Not really just to the world, it's really just for me, honestly. I did it so I could just release all the things that I felt that held me back from my greatness. In the book, you'll see it takes you on an emotional journey. I'm not gonna give you no spoilers, but it does take you on an emotional journey, and it gives you insight to my inner thoughts and the process and the different stages in my life. So in this book, I originally wanted to do it because there's a quote from the motivational speaker Les Brown, and I'm gonna summarize it. The full quote is in the book, but it essentially says, "The richest place in the world." Where do you think that is? Yes. If you know it, you know it. Don't say it.
Okay.
Where is the richest place in the world?
In your head?
No.
In your mind?
Nope.
In your heart?
Nope.
No.
Where?
The graveyard.
Yep.
That's right. And I should know that. I love Les Brown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right.
And because that's where the unsung songs are there, the inventions that never came into fruition, the music that was never written. And in reading that quote, that definitely, I took it to heart, because I'm like, I don't want to be that person who still have breath in my body and I didn't do anything with it. You know, I play music, but I'm not doing anything with it. Like, bonjour, bon mieux, don, why am I not using it? You know? So, which is why I said, you know what? And not to mention the pandemic, right? It took a toll on me more than I realized. And
How so?
The state of mind. You're inside, I'm naturally a homebody, right? But there was just like something different, because it's not me, oh, I'm staying home because I want to. It's because I have to, and people are dying. There are things going on in the world that's out of our control. You know, it definitely plays on your psyche. So I said, you know what? If I'm still here, I have breath in my body, I'm going to do what makes me feel uncomfortable. This book is one of the first steps that make me feel uncomfortable.
Wow.
So this is your almost private journal since 12 in poetry form. Is that a good way of summarizing?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good way. I like that.
And now you're sharing it with the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Absolutely. In my writings, there's a lot of parallels to me, of course, because I write what I know. Me, right? And it's not just my own experiences that I personally went through. You know, you see your friends and family, they go through experiences and they're affected too. But you also get affected by seeing them go through certain things too. So people don't take that into consideration. So it's my baby. It's vulnerable too.
Right.
Because I get feedback from people, and I had my manager, she came back to me. She was like, I have questions. I said, let's go. You know, I didn't anticipate it, because but I found it refreshing, and it just had us have an open dialogue of, you know, what it is. She dissected certain parts of the poems, and it gave her more insight to me. And she said, "Oh, that's why you're the way you are." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was really cool. It's really cool for that.
So how did the title come about?
So I'm a Scorpio, right? And with the Scorpio, we're complex people. And with our totem pole, we have 3 animals on the totem pole. I don't know why. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
So we have a scorpion, an eagle, and a phoenix, right? And the phoenix is the top tier. I identify as a phoenix because in order for you to grow, you must first burn, right? So you burn, you shed, and you release all the crap that you went through. And I feel like putting this out, it gave me my release. And the drawing that you actually see, that's actually my drawing. That's my artwork.
Really?
Yes, the front and back.
Nice.
I did that eons ago. It's kind of it does have the woman in the front.
Zoom in on that one, Joe.
Wow.
You have the woman in the front. Oh man, I can't draw anymore. That was just one of the drawings I found in when I was just going through my books and stuff. I said, oh, because I was looking to see, you know, can someone draw me a phoenix, and what they was given, it wasn't given what it was supposed to give. And I was just going through my paper and said, my drawing, oh my gosh, I like it. And of course, I'm biased, so my favorite color is purple. So
it works.
It's fit for royalty. That's me.
That is true. Yes, purple is royalty. Right? Yep.
So let's speak about. You said this is somewhat vulnerable too. Can you share with us, if you're comfortable to share with us, what are some of the things that you went through growing up from 12 to now, that you feel that you can share with us that's somewhat in this book?
There is in this book, I'm gonna put it in a way that's not too much. So there's rape, there is molestation, there is pretty much that. I mean, that's enough right there, right? To me, the rape, molestation, just being in a place that a depression.
And before you continue, the only reason why I ask you that is because, you know, your story can inspire somebody. You know what I'm saying? So please continue.
Yeah. One of the there's two of them. There's one that's called Child's Play. It's interesting because in reading it, you think it's one thing, it's really not. And there's another one. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the title. And it's also, that one was more so Child's Play is written from a younger child, and the other one, it's more of a I'm into my own FU.
Gotcha.
So, and it's just like her finding her own way, and it's like, you know, just giving it back to, you know, her predator. So yeah.
So your mission with this book is to not only release what you've been through, but to also inspire anybody that may be. You know what?
I didn't go into it, I'm gonna go inspire anybody. You know, if it happens, great. And I got into you know how people say, oh, if I just inspire one person, in doing this, not one person, I'm gonna go for thousands. You know, since I'm already in the neighborhood, why not?
Okay.
So if people do get inspired, definitely, I'm honored that they are. And do with the feedback, I get that. With my poetry, I do a lot of open mics, and I know they said that public speaking is the number one fear that people have before death, which is kind of funny. So public speaking, it's great because you get to I get to connect and feed off the energy with, you know, the room and the audience, and they always say, Emma, you command the stage. I'm like, really? I'm just reading my poems, you know. I don't really think about it in this way. It's definitely been a blessing. I did not anticipate, you know, the feedback, the love, the support that I've actually received, only because I originally was just going to do this book and just like, hey, friends and family. But I've done open mics. I've done other interviews, you know, like IG lives. Next week I have a magazine feature that's going to be coming out, Talking Magazine. They're featuring me for the Women's Month, which is awesome. It's just like a total blessing that I did not see for myself. And I'm here with you guys.
This is so cool. So this is like a journal since when you were 12. I mean, wow. I mean, at 12 years old, I was trying to play outside and, you know, play with girls and, you know, like but your focus, like, you know, she's focused, she's disciplined at a young age, and to continue this, I applaud you on that.
Thank you.
That's dope.
I needed an outlet. So writing became that for me. So I also have music because I like to create. But writing poetry for me. It's an expression, right? Whatever you write, it's right. And so it just could go with whatever you feel like. There's no right, wrong, grammar wise either. Just go with the flow. And I like that because there's no censorship in that aspect. And I needed that. And that's what poetry provided for me.
Where are open mics now happening these days?
Everywhere.
Really? I mean, I've been out of the scene since I left
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn. I left that scene, right? Most Def, and it was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a happening scene in Brooklyn. Like, poetry was a thing. But so when you say everywhere, give me where is it happening?
So the first time I stepped on stage was actually 9 years ago in Brooklyn, and last year in October was the first time I stepped on stage since 9 years. And I wasn't even a professional 9 years ago. It was just one poem that I finally, read. And so I did Colored Coloreds. They're on Long Island. They're on Instagram, and they do monthly open mics, and it's called Poets Meet Musicians. And I signed up. I said, "Oh, great." Then they put my face on the flyer. I'm like, damn, I posted it, so I gotta go now. I'm like, dang it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, I should not go. But I went anyway because I wanted to do something that I was afraid of. And I did. And this one was in Farmingdale. They do it every month in Farmingdale. And once I tapped into that, it just opened up a whole new world. They have Farmingdale. I did my book launch in Lynbrook. I did another. They have it in Brooklyn. They have it in Queens. They're everywhere. Go on Eventbrite. Follow my page.
It's a vibe. It's a dope.
No,
it's
a dope. That's definitely like when at the time I remember dating someone. And
why is poetry involved with your Yatu dating?
No, because poetry to me,
go ahead.
Because she told me.
Now you talking. I don't want to interrupt you.
She was like, you need to express yourself.
Okay.
Try poetry. She was a poet.
Okay.
So I was just like, roses are red, violets
are blue. You gotta start somewhere. How about you?
Yeah, that was
for
like,
me. It was just an experience.
Let's go get these wings and fries, bro. Because I'm not about this life. But anyway, so let me ask you this seriously. Stop laughing, bro. So, how does one actually publish a book like this?
Oh, this one? I'm self-published.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means
how do you do it?
How do you? Yeah.
Well, number one, it takes a lot of research. I did not anticipate the intricacies it takes for you to publish a book. You have to find out, the platform that you're gonna use it to, distribute. You could do Amazon. You could do Lulu. You could go through the traditional publishing company. First of all, my first step was get my stuff copywritten, right? You don't want people stealing your stuff. So I did that and I sat on it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should do something with it. So then researching even to the font, the pages, the sizing, the covers, it's a whole process. And once you establish, just like the outlines, how you're going to do it, how you're going to format is what flow you're going to do. And then I found the company that's going to push out my book. So I could order it. I could also put it on Amazon. The digital copy is actually on Amazon. The ebook is on Amazon. And I do have the actual books on my website.
Okay. So you've got different avenues.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of creatives out there who they just want to be creative, but they don't have the entrepreneurial mindset on how to get it out there to make money from this. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I opened up in the beginning of the show saying, you're a poet, but at the same time you're an entrepreneur because you got to find out ways to get this book out there so you can kind of generate income, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So what other so you're out there, you're doing live events.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Amazon, it's on the website. I know you're big on content creation. How has that helped you as well to kind of gain momentum?
It does, especially when if it's linked to like a feature, then I'm getting featured or after like book event I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I'll do that, and I do get drives to my site, and where people, it's so much better if you see it live because people like the energy and just like the and drinks. So, and it's just if it's connected to a show that I'm doing, I get way more better sales than that. So that's how I normally tie it into. So that's why I like doing more shows, and they will come, or open mics, and where I expose myself to different networks of people. because you can't do
Okay.
the same open mics. I just
Right.
recently got banned from one of them. Yeah,
How do you get
it's
banned?
good. It's a good thing. It sounds bad.
Wow.
It's a good thing because
How does that happen?
How does that
oh,
happen?
because I kept on winning. Yeah.
Oh.
I kept on. I played like 3 times back to back, and it was like, Emma, you want to give someone a chance? I'm like, I will. I do.
way.
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
great. I think it's a great.
And you're
thing.
selling your books at these open mics.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
smart.
absolutely.
That's what's up.
We always have it on deck. And it's great. It's a great community of people that I never anticipated. A lot of these poets, they're the ones that gave me my tips and tricks. Like, hey, promote yourself, put yourself out there. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure, why not connect with this person, and that's what I've been doing. I've been stepping out my comfort zone and to push my book, push myself, and my businesses too, because I do a lot of things. Not just this is just like my recent, project that I've been doing. I also have a business that's called Savvy Creations, and where I crochet. So like fall is like my biggest.
I did read about that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have
yes.
Savvy Creations, and I crochet like knit hats, scarves, and I sell those. That's like fall, winter items, and I'm a CPR instructor, so I do CPR. So I teach people how to save lives. That's one of them,
Wow.
and I'm also working on the Long Island Haitian Chamber of Commerce. So that's another big project. That's an exclusive, but we're definitely working on there to help shorten the gap, the wealth gap on Long Island with the Haitians, because there's a lot of resources that Haitians don't know they have access to, and so it's gonna be amazing. And I'm
Wow.
also a part of Black Women in Media, and they do a phenomenal things. That's Judith Jocks. She's the CEO and founder of that, and it's just like an amazing adventure that it just like let me reach out to different connections. So much networking and word of mouth.
sure, for
yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
it's just like an amazing journey that so far that I've been on.
Keeps you busy.
Oh yeah.
And how do you find time to kind of get away from everything?
I mean, well, I don't watch TV, so already like my time is there. So, if I'm not working my 9 to 5, I'm working on my business. So you talk about sleepless nights. Oh yeah, I'm the number one advocate for that. I'm a nocturnal person anyway. I'm not a morning person, so it's just more like a struggle for me to get up in the morning, but I love doing these things. Working on myself. I'm into personal development. Reading books, and that's what really also helped me push myself to do my books. Right now my latest read is Think and Grow Rich.
Ah,
I'm trying to be rich.
you're already rich.
You already rich.
In monetary wise, yes.
Okay. No, that's a great book.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great
Yeah,
book.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard it. I've been reading other
Yeah.
books, so I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? All right, time for you. So yeah,
That's a great book. Are you looking to do other editions of this
oh,
book?
absolutely. Come on, I'm a creative, so I'm definitely creating. I have a second book that's in the works. It's gonna be a children's book.
I was
And
gonna ask you about that. Go
yeah?
ahead. Yeah.
Let me see, what is it? I'm not gonna give too much away because I have to nothing. I just wrote out the story, so I have to work on like the animation and find the right people who could draw us. So
Right.
True.
What I was gonna say was to not we don't want poetry to be a lost art and to be left on the back burner, right? We got to continue to inspire the generation coming behind us. So that's dope that you're doing something for the kids, for sure. I think it's time to read some poetry, right?
Yeah, let's.
What you got for us? What's your one of your? You gotta read something for us. You gotta read something for us. I saw page 63 is spicy. I don't know.
63?
I don't know, Joe. Page 63 is spicy, Joe. I was flipping through. I was like, I don't know.
Okay,
so before you start,
I didn't see that.
this is you got a different element to this, right? Because you got Kringlish
yes
in here, right?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that before you read a little.
Okay, so Kringlish is a term that I basically coined.
For those of you who don't know, let them know what Kringlish is.
Kringlish is Creole, Haitian Creole, and English combined. I'm a millennial, so growing up, I speak Kringlish to my parents, right? My mom would speak Creole. I'm responding to English, and I'll mix up the words in Creole too. So the way that came about was I did open mic, and one of my old childhood best friends, she came. She's like, "Did you do a Haitian poem?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "I don't know how to write in Creole." She was like, "Do one for us." I said, "Do it Kringlish." I said, "That's not a bad idea." And that's how I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a Kringlish poem. And that's how it came about. And which is one of the poems I will read for you. That's page 63.
Yeah,
it's called Her Story.
Yeah.
Page 63, spicy, y'all.
It is. And it's also revolving around her, because in us catching up together, she told me she caught me up what's going on with her life. And it's not just her life. I know there was a few women around my circle who were also experiencing that. So I realized that, man, their situations also affected me. And I'm like, damn, I'm an empath. And people will think like I'm like, these are going with me, but it's not. It's just that I felt their pain and what they were going through. So I'll do her story right now.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Okay.
So, and before you start, this is all you. These are your expressions, your thoughts, your.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Go for it.
Because you're like the mouthpiece
Go for it.
for the community.
Yeah, but
that's
pardon the profanity. I'm giving you a disclaimer. Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So, her story. You fucked me. You used me. Turned me black and blue. You sent me to the hospital. Had me fighting for my life. All because you hated you. You belittled me. You even had me chained and bound to your bullshit. When I tried to speak up, that's when you lost your shit. You fucking bitch ass. You talk so much smack. Little did I know that was you hiding all the shit you lacked. I was independent, but you call me crazy. I tried to grow, but you call me lazy. Started my own business. You started to hate me. The more successful I got, the more you started to haze me and grace me with your punches. I should have listened to my intuition. I should have listened to my hunches. Gonna get my mo, you fucking caca. You thought that voodoo shit would work and turn me into a baka? I wish I had a hot bowl of chaka I could throw in your face, knock you down a few pegs and slow down your pace. You narcissistic piece of shit. When you hit me the first time, you said that was it. But I took you back to make it work for the kids. I should have known better. In between the love bombings, you would take little digs. You turned on the stove. I thought you was bringing in the heat. I can see clearly now you were just gaslighting me, manipulating me to feel sorry for your ass. When the fuck did you become the victim? How long do you think it's gonna last? Pardon me for being crass, but I've had enough. I'm stepping into my own, and I'm calling your bluff. I know life as a single parent won't be easy, but I know it won't treat me this greasy. Lord, give me the strength that I need so I won't ever concede to a person like that, who walked all over me like I was a freaking doormat. Give me the attitude of gratitude so I can manifest my healing and show me all the intentions that my enemies are concealing. Allow me to rise like the phoenix from the ashes through the flames, to stand in my glory and not feel ashamed. Tonight, I stand before you as a woman who was scorned. And now, I stand before you as a woman reborn. Okay.
Wow. Applause. Joe, I hope you got that.
All right,
you got that, Joe?
In that case,
that was beautiful.
Lord.
I felt that. You felt that?
That was deep.
I felt that.
I
That was
like,
deep.
Damn.
And here I am. I'm trying to read along.
Then I was like, yeah, you got this. Yeah, that's what I looked at. I was looking at, okay, she's
What am I doing?
that is so dope.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And
Wow.
you're like so like emotionally involved, and you got the whole you got the whole thing. You got the whole package.
Oh, thank you.
That's
It was emotional. Like when it's so funny. When I was first like learn how to memorize it, I would get so upset. And I'd be forgetting. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you fucking piece. But now it's like I could do it now because I've done it so many times. But it's like I've had like certain like family members and certain friends. It was like, are you talking about so and so? I was like, I channeled their pain because I know they felt it, and I had some of them was like, I needed that, you know. She was like, yo, I needed to know that, you know, I can get through this. That's why, and it also ties into the, you know, the book, because the ending is rising like a phoenix. So you want to shed all of that, you know, everything. Right. You know, and I know there's a lot of women that goes through that. They still in the situation. You know, right. they stay for the kids. And I'm not one to tell anybody leave your situation, but, you know, do what you feel is best for you. Just know that, you know, there is, you know, the other side that, you know, you can step out from and be stronger from it.
Share a couple testimonials of, you know, how people, their reaction, how this book has helped them.
Oh, I get a lot of, you make me want to write again. You know, some of them, they started, they didn't. And it was like, you know, I wrote, some people said, yo, I wrote a poem. I'm like, really? Let me hear it, you know? And they definitely, they do that. Even like the other poets and authors that I'm around, I noticed like one of them, I'm like, her style changed a little bit different. Before it was more like, then she had that little flavor to it. And I was like, she was like, yeah, I had to switch it up, you know. I was like, okay, this is nice. I'm like, it's a challenge. Like, I like to push people, you know, to do their best.
Absolutely.
My sisters, they were like, I don't even read, but you got me reading this book. I was like,
that's what's up.
I love it, because, you know, there's a lot of people who are not readers, people. And it's an easy read. It's not gonna, you know, it's relatively thin, but they have like 27 poems in there. And I'm gonna give you a little short one.
Go ahead, go for it.
It's not mine, but it's cute, right? I dig, you dig, we dig, she dig, he dig, they dig. It's not a very good poem, but it's very deep.
Wow.
I can dig.
We can dig.
I can dig.
Can you dig? Those corny,
you dig?
cheesy
we
ones.
all dig.
Yo, Joe's looking at us like, dummies. did they even get that? Like, look at them. Like,
I'm like, they didn't go over
Joe's looking at us like, look at them. They look confused.
I'm like, it was short and brief. I was like, it's one of those little cheesy corny ones.
Joe, you funny, bro.
Yeah, because I was sitting there like,
you're like,
yo,
where's this going?
Right. Nah, this
Joe, you funny.
Yeah, Joe is funny, bro. Joe's hilarious. Joe's gonna be doing poetry now. He's like, yo, I'm done with this behind the scenes stuff.
So you've been pushing this. I see you on IG. You're killing it with the content. As an entrepreneur, you're getting stuff out there. How many books of these that you sold on average so far?
I'm up to 100.
That's good. That's
nice.
good. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good. No, that's really good.
Very nice.
That's really good because look, everybody's selling everything online.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so, you know, poetry, for people to buy into this, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, the support is pretty awesome.
That's what's up.
So do you find yourself selling more hard covers, the soft covers, like face to face, or like on Amazon? Like
face to face.
Face to face.
Yeah.
They can,
definitely.
Yeah, definitely face to face.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
Because after they see you live and that emotion you just gave right now, it's like, yo, I gotta support.
Right,
this
yeah.
right.
And buy into it and see what else they got.
That's usually the reaction I get. And it's like a lot of poems. I have like some spicy poems I did from, for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was more so of a shock value because they look at me and they're like, oh. But then when I start doing it, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, I wasn't expecting that. Like, there's a little shock factor. In the book, that's the most feedback I get. There's a little shock factor. They wasn't anticipating some of the stuff in there. But
who are some of your mentors?
Jesus.
That's what's up.
And and just overall, I do a lot of YouTube, but so you have your Les Brown, your Jim Rohn. I had other mentors that that you wouldn't know, because I used to do like a network marketing company, so I had mentors in there too, but books too.
Okay. And you have any poets that you look up to, or you?
No.
No. Okay.
No, actually. Nothing, no one that I'm like, oh, I want it. Well, there are some poets who are like full time and they're doing, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty amazing. I saw some girl on YouTube. I'm like, I need to know more about her and what she's doing. I don't know, would I do this full time? I don't know. If the opportunity presents itself, I'm not, I wouldn't down it at all. But other poets, I go based off your energy, right? If I'll naturally gravitate towards you if you have good energy. And I've met a lot of authors like that. So whatever they're doing, I feel like I always can learn from somebody. For sure. I wouldn't say they'll be my mentor per se, but you can always learn from somebody.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
This is like therapy for a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
And maybe this is your way of, you have your preachers, they go to church and you listen, but this is a way of just expressing your vision.
Definitely.
Definitely. And releasing and just, it is therapy. Because they say journaling is a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Right? They say if you overthink, write it down. And it helps because sometimes you get stuck in the cycle of thinking. And if you're gonna write it down, you're not gonna write the same thing over and over and over again. The chances are you're gonna write, it's not gonna happen that you're gonna write it over and over again. But and they say if you're not thinking enough, read. So if you overthink,
that's true.
Right. Underthinking, you read. So we needed something to do, so why not write poetry? So yeah.
Wow.
Reading and writing is fundamental.
It is,
ladies and gentlemen. Definitely.
Wow. So you think it's time?
I think it's time for the random question of the day.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. We'll see if we stump her. I don't know. Random question. I don't know what you're gonna get. We'll see. Go for it.
Okie doke. Let's see what we have here. And it's so tightly wrapped up. And sheesh. Okay. Have you found your purpose? If so, what is it? No. I haven't found my purpose. I'm always in search of it. I feel like there's different stages in your life that you go through and in different seasons. So right now, I feel like I'm in the season of poetry, right? And stepping out on doing something that makes me feel uncomfortable. If someone can relate to that, be inspired by that, I think that's a purpose I just served for them. Just for them to, step out their comfort zone anyway. And being yourself unapologetically. I'm a big advocate for that. Do it anyway. People gonna talk about you anyway. Rather you do it or you don't. Live by your own means. And so have I found my purpose? No, my purpose is to be myself. Does that count?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Absolutely.
I found it.
Yeah.
I guess I found it.
Yeah.
Do you feel people have different purposes, if that makes sense, in life? From that answer you gave?
I mean, in that case, you have people who are called, to be a preacher. That is their purpose that they're serving, I don't have that kind of purpose, but if my purpose is to make someone realize, get out your own way, you can do it, great. I think that's a purpose I probably just served right there.
That's what's up. It's Women's Month. We're celebrating women all of this month. What would you say out there for somebody who's watching this, inspired by your stories, your 27 stories in this awesome book? What would you say to somebody, a female or non-female, an entrepreneur coming up in the game? What kind of advice would you give them?
Get out your own way. A lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit. There's so much more in us that we don't realize, and it's because we allow the imposter syndrome to seep in. Because I struggled with that. Who am I to write a book? I'm like, an author? Who, me? I was like, But I did it anyway because I was scared, and I said, well, why not? I mean, if it flops, it flops. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm like, I'm not writing on a specific topic. I'm just writing what I know. And And stepping out your own way creates so many avenues that comes towards you, especially if you're willing and open to it. And pushing out the dummy out your head that's trying to, pull you back in with that you can't do this, the doubts and stop listening to it, or you just put some headphones on so you don't have to listen to the doubts.
For sure. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
We've been in contact for a while, and it was like, you know what, we're gonna get you on for Women's Month, and we definitely are happy that you came on here to share your story for sure.
Thank you for listening.
And look, you've got at least 100 people who are inspired by you. You know what I'm saying? They bought into this, and this is just the beginning. You're just scratching the surface. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're definitely proud of you. Where can people find out and get this book? Let people know.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, and my website is Soul of a Rising Phoenix. I'm not going to spell it out for you. It just spelled out regularly. Soul of a Rising Phoenix. And I'm also on Instagram. You can find me Emma Desumle on Instagram. And I'll spell my last name. It's Desulme. So it's Emma Desumle on Instagram and on Facebook. So yeah, grab your copy.
A lot of character on.
Yeah, if you
on
find
that,
on
Instagram.
I also post where I do my open mics and in my shows. It's fun. It's also a great vibe just to chill, relax, and just listen to some stuff.
Okay, cool. And this is $18.99 on Amazon.
Yes, it is on my website.
On your website. Okay, and then on the ebook is
I think it's less. Ebooks are less. Probably $10 on for ebook.
I thought I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow.
That's what's up.
This is just the beginning. You're way ahead of your time. You know?
We gotta come out with our book one day.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a story, so you guys, I'm sure you have a story. Yes, y'all can make a whole movie.
We got a few.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
A sequel.
No, you would need a prequel.
Prequel, yeah, man. Yeah, listen.
I know, and I see what y'all doing, and it's amazing.
Thank you.
We need to have that type of representation in our Haitian community. And I'm thankful for you guys for even building this platform so that I can be there, because you're also helping and paving the way for other people who I would have never even fathomed. Oh, I'm on a podcast. Oh, with Team Sock Boss. And I was bragging to my family. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast with Team. They was like, what, Team Sock? I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And so
that's what's up. I can't wait for this to come out, so the fam and all your friends can watch this and
great supporters,
push it and promote it for you. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
This is dope. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk. I had my mind.
The gears are going.
Yeah, the gears are going. Gears are always going.
Yeah, always.
Rob, housekeeping items.
Team Sock Passe podcast. Team Sock Passe on IG. Team Sock Passe Facebook. TeamSockPasse.com. Clothing. Sock Passe. All of that. You'll just go on our Instagram and you'll see everything. And subscribe, please. Subscribe, share, comment, whatever y'all. The comments are coming.
Comments are
coming.
Comments are lit.
They're lit, and people are whatever, bad, good. Would you like? What you want?
Good, bad, and
whatever.
It's all good.
Cut Glad's beard. I don't know. But anyway, no. Seriously, Team Sock Passe podcast, and I'm done. This is.
Go get the book. Soul of a Rising Phoenix. Emma, congratulations. We're proud of you. We're gonna continue to watch the movement. Team Sock Passe. We out.